bulo le fonyo man sakunda ni ku Kenya le fontele a kamta ko non fente mi yalon ko ate wadi tambida nu ate nin ku musafa sérieux atale man sakunda na non lado dami yalon ko wolon farato te dulabi je dami yalon ko kan kamba kono inata nin lamute foundation lajero foundation no bira lata e ne pomole ko nin ala sonda e tumando kardanta nyato wal janni ba fal wadi danda nyato lani ba bannala ko mi umbal fringa nyamin barbi president Barrow la nyato ko yakan wala kada fende mi yalon ko nin temmenna Eyeafrica TV fa jang e ba bonde kan komin nga promise nyamin ko fengo femba banko kan ani banko e bantala mi yalon ko mbuno sa siyamo wala sa mol nya sedan do ala mba finden da wal fana nyam nin temmenen fenen fota damindo ade faratolom nada bi pour président inauguration mi yalon ko nin kumu nin ko inauguration wolon fende pour kam da ka kulli nyami yalon ko ka nyanda fo ka tandi ko say nin kumu après de pour ka do ko ke o ministry of health la nyaton ko yakan akam to ko président yo wala invite anala cabinet mumbe pour kana kaji ko gofonol bijanne ministre bijang permanent secretary bijang paral bijang fengol be mo sifa bele bijando pour kana nan ka kungoni muta pour ka sembenti yandi ka ke kuti mi yalon ko ya la hidimina pour ka banko dingol la hidimina pour ka je ko ke findimi ka be abuto nin ko muni non ko to mi anko Eyeafrica TV bijanne pour ka findin nin temena ade president fanga amam futanam polo bari permanent secretary bijanne vice permanent secretary bijanne anin kunukum madol mi yanko iba ade president wala cabinet kono awo kara fene mi anka kumara bakal mba min gawol nin ko mba sele sanda pour ka interview so solo minister of health ngayel ko dr samate ala nyaton ko ya kono ni soto do wolto bari nga falen ne ko fengo fe yalon ko nata nun ko molle man sakunda taxala wala man sakunda ye fongo nyandi ko mi yalon ko wol nyanta kek Africa bulala no mane pour ka je ko ayta nin tarambulo la banko be wala priminna nim banko ayta ko nu folo mon fota daminto this time nga fota woto aba kumala bakale nim banko to mal bidakan Gambia be loring munekata fonno banko to mal man kilim bang fonni manke kilinde manke tarambulo kilinde wala Africa ni Africa bida Gambia nyante kala banko ti banko mi yalan ko na mantara folo kono fula nyawol ni sama nyawo anda taro kono akumara baka wol pour kanana ko ngam sakunda tongo de katani man sakunda la ko ninne mala do gote alen promise fama fe na campagne kono odo do balba suren pour kaje ko woleke ko folo fala kadal wala ni west management fengol mi yalon ko kombe faylal bar pour ke muta ke beden ni ku ko denke kamuna fa do kela akam ta ko nin temme ma farato Eyeafrica TV nsami fono wala nin ko ala hawa kono na channel bunda bato anin na Facebook bun bato kadan na YouTube bumbatom kadan na Instagram wol an TikTok fa nga be sono oto Eyeafrica ko mada baga pro ngadum budum nin tembe na minister bi jane mi yalon ko ni be diamula le ba janni ni wol fana diamula gofanol bi jane mi yalon ko wolle fa president diala anin mi yalon ko councilol fana be bi janne anin kiamanol kata mayor wol be bi jandole mi yalon ko mba try by all mis ngaje ko fengo pen nka je nyala nyamin mba finden la wanyam alnal badi mo nene MS Bojang lamor lan jiber la ba dawda ngal konto ngal tentu ngal jayi ala lamor kunni makam ani ngal ba dawda kan jibe dawda akuma da bakar pour ngafinde thank you very much na boss bi jang ini mbara ila boss bi abi jang bari joge bari mbare fana ni kala na moy jane babakar ko musa su play a very important role pour gaje ko nim ko le da nyama bi ila sewo ba nyaadi de kadu ngalo ka fura nyawo nyama bi idalon deputy governor to West Coast andu governor wala president jagambi deputy governor fana bi kel ila kontano dama nim ko nyaba nkontanta bake tonyala nga kata keja nga so na boss la dunyola ka mingera governor Ousmane Bodian biringa nyi information sodo even though amu sort notice leti but baaw nga karam ko president nyantana la dum project lo nyitimi yalon ko Gambia sulata nyindel wo wati sutungo kono nga tanga mol mobilize ale makoy mol nate dankuna ka nyama mbala jang na deputy governor sodo KMC ko fana keta ji kontan ku bade ka je koy nata ma bem fen na nyimbe to jang ka je ko ka kilimat abaraka ba deputy governor
thank you
assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Kaira. Ntoto binta jana jalolti. Deputy Mayor KMC.
Mayor KMC abutum bunya fala futare fo na West Coast dami alon ko e ninku mun safa no ko mewol anin député wolen sembo fo sor président de lato al fala président dia kan la dami alon ko bir wato ko West Management mun kontan ko lebe entembol ngalo ya wis nim fana tara KMC fana bar sa West Coast la so
ya jere de meta jin sifa kumbolan la KMC bin nata mabe nemeyo toya la tali ben suda pulum fana na mabe ni inauguration onina sa wolenta sijani na kansulol mbele nata nyola ka joko ngana nyin ko mabe bari banku do kolon so kanyin sifa mabe ngala kuma ya tabake pulum sa barim fana laftara KMC ne inshallah bar ala betiatan thank you
very much baraka bak butung wala ke defende dami yalon ko butung nin temben nam ba fala koyno Dr. Samate Bijanne.
Do you want me to leave about 4 here or 5?
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum.
Exactly. So yes, that would be good.
So let me just give a couple here.
Yes. So that's just a second, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
May you tweet it, please?
Yes. So that they can be here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wole keta governor of West Coast Mr. Usman Bojang mi yalon ko bi nin kumo a telephone president jakan West Coast abutung nsamin kana wolen ko mbanye nin kala nin tebenna ala kontan kuba fannaji ma do nin tembenna
Yes, ala baraka bake nyin keda nye kontan kuba de katu nyi nyong tamala munyinte andung momi alon ko mbota nga hospital background ne soto kanyinje kanyetra jang nyimu fenere mi alon ko nga need num bakela anda inake mi alon ko atle warta jambeti nanata incinerero yala o nyo man soto nyim banko kan so nyin kedanye kontani ku balde
projet dama balbe kere mi alon ko item governor de West Coast nim projet dol fele serun neng afoda nyinang afela aketa yamira ko sign teng ila tunno bala film project jamanya dilla mi yalon ko eba mi wisla pour ila tunno kan yaso because West Management for sign nim ko musaba ko asaketu mando na fe jama babi jente fe lay bebe mutale bebe sen le nyama la ko denke wala keke tarambul dot
ayalo nyimu waste treatment facility lete any waste management man clear and most importantly nyimu puru medical waste lete so nyanta kila example wolte pour na general waste fana minata la damento so be kila fenede mi alon ko banko la solar kulamu sako ndol West Coast bayti ni ajibe mo siara damento waste ka siya wolto anda manejo fana ka kola ya wolto
akam de ko e kontanda banyati
mem
kontano banyati
non na kontano sa ta fono la in words bayti ni aje ñine ma foloti banko kan andu ñine mun defana la force official fengode as a governor so akitanye kontan ku baati kontantal dal so kaduar no alama kafula ngadua banko nyaton ko ñi jamaayna min batina banko be safe
abaraka baga
abaraka
thank you very much wala kada governor abutung wala kada governor nin tembenna ay min fo wolon indi ko akala fente mi yalon ko avec assalamu alaikum
Dama kurubali yara ko do ko jamal ke jim banko kam
nata non janne serum ye promise wota iko be do ko kala within few months wala el sot yot ibe do ko kala yabang iko lata ye contrat ko di KFC min gara wala global construction company kurubali do ko fele abanda ye mun sore ba min fola moli sako man sakunda la fanala ani general public miliyalon ko ilafta do ko le pour ay ketariak
fo ala tento because ñing alal ya kene ako kolya dale bari alhamdulillah mbeddu kulal be tindula because ndeda mala katote ñing kenola so momo ben koma ndede tindula andu gambian kol mbe mobe yamarla nga finti nga kata because ñim banko ndolle ba dokuno la moko dina jan dokuno la ntolla mobe tetano la duma silola mobe tetano la tubabu du do ko bi janne bare duku la soto sonata nyim banko kam bitilo bare nin dara fo nyato me kacha siandila
baraka ba thank you very much Mr. Kurbal butun akam da ko nin temena president fele afkara nin temena ba min kala wala nin diko you try by all means pour kaje ko bawo president fa sign ala silence obinakan bari min nyanda kala wolon fenti dami yalanko hani ku ko den tije hani fentije president fa sign nin ku mun safa kono abe silo kanta almost any moment from now nsa sotnole wala asadunno baye kono bari mi ya nyaton ko ya wala kata gofonode thank you very much ala baraka bak thank you
by the honorable minister of health. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the convoy of His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow, arriving at this grand inauguration ceremony, marking the inauguration of the Clinical Waste Management Center and the commissioning of the eco-sterile microwave technology waste treatment machine. Please rise to welcome His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces, His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow Joklen Tahaw. Please rise to honor the arrival of our dear leader, His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow. The first of its kind, after many years, it has finally happened. The inauguration of this magnificent edifice. Your Excellency, Mr. President, you are welcome to this grand inauguration ceremony. Please, may we all arise to honor His Excellency, the President, who is giving salutations to various dignitaries that are lined up to welcome him. Of course, this is a show for the Ministry of Health and by extension the people of this country. Rightfully received by the Honorable Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Ahmadou Lamin Samaté.
Tachulen President Barrow, why Tachulen President Barrow? Tachulen ko why Tachulen? Tachulen His Excellency President Adama Barrow. Ekatila sel loxoy alal bulon sikandi President Barrow ye. Alal bulon sikandi President Barrow. His Excellency President Adama Barrow dun tanang. West Coast alal bulon sikandi. Ekatilan sen loxoy pour President Barrow. Jerejef, Your Excellency, you are highly welcome to Nyunglawa. Happy Tobaski.
Mansakole, Mari Mansako, Alala Fisa, Mansakole, Adama Barrow, Barabanasi.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Welcome to this important occasion. But as protocol dictates, we wish to acknowledge your presence here. But of course, the police band, please lead us into the national anthem of the Republic of the Gambia. Your Excellency, Mr. President, And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you may please rise for the national anthem of the Republic of the Gambia. The police band, please. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. You may take your seats. We now have prayers led by the Imam of Farato. Do we have the Imam of Farato in our midst, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما اللهم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا اللهم ربنا هب لنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا اللهم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you very much, Ya Imam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept these prayers. Now we have Pastor to lead us into Christian prayers. Pastor, please.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Father, we thank you for our lives. We thank you for all you have done for us. We thank you for the life of President Barrow, who went to source for this project. We thank you for the World Bank, who graciously accepted to support it. We thank you for the head minister and ministry, which is implementing it. We thank you because without you, we would not be alive today. Thank you for this mighty project. Thank you for the grace you have given to His Excellency to implement it, and may He continue to do more projects for the Gambia people and continue to strengthen and develop them through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of the Gambia, President Adama Barrow. Please give him a round of applause. Please give him one more round of applause, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Your Excellency to this very important occasion, marking the inauguration of the Clinical Waste Management Center and the commissioning of the eco-sterile microwave technology waste treatment machine, which Your Excellency, you will be inaugurating today. Members of the Cabinet, of course, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Speaker of the National Assembly and members of the National Assembly, heads of security agencies, of course, service chiefs, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and notably and most importantly, the Managing Director of the World Bank and delegation, who is our special guest in this evening's event. Please give him a round of applause and team. Shortly, they will be joining us. Heads of various institutions and members of the private and public sector, I welcome you all to this important occasion which marks the inauguration of the Clinical Waste Management Center and the commissioning of the eco-sterile microwave technology waste treatment center, which is on my far left. In fact, we are actually on the premises right now. It is a big premises, but of course, I would not also do justice without introducing myself. I am your host for this very important event. My name is Momodou Njai, and I will be with you for the rest of the program. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, viewers watching this important program live on national television, online, and other private stations, party supporters, and patriotic citizens of this country, I welcome you all once again to this important occasion, and not forgetting members of the press also. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for more than half a century, the Gambia is today inaugurating this important and magnificent edifice to be inaugurated by our dear leader, His Excellency, Mr. President Adama Barrow. I say a big congratulations to His Excellency the President, the Honorable Minister, the World Bank, and of course the entire Gambian people. Please let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first on the itinerary, we will be having a 20-minute documentary video which will give you an insight on healthcare waste management in the Gambia, and of course the World Bank support to the health sector. That will be the first item on the program today, to be followed by other items on the program. But at this point, I would want the disc jockey or the DJ to please play video number 1. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and watch carefully. This will show you an insight of the waste situation in the Gambia prior to the launching of this important facility. Thank you very much.
Establishing environmentally friendly healthcare waste management system in the Gambia and World Bank project support Gambia's healthcare sector.
Clinical waste management is a big challenge for most countries, especially the countries in the developing world. Clinical waste waste that are generated from hospitals, health centers, health facilities, laboratories, and so on and so forth. Some of these are hospital materials that are being discarded, that have been used to take blood samples, urine samples, and other samples. Some of them are dressing materials that would have been removed from wounds, plasters, gauze that is stained with blood, that is stained probably with pus, and other body fluids. Some of them are human body parts that would have been removed, including intestines that would have been removed from the body during operations. They could have been limbs of people, and so on and so forth. They could also be syringes and needles that have already been used to inject drugs into people or to withdraw samples of blood and other body fluids from individuals. Now, these need to be processed and discarded in specific ways. Unfortunately, in many of our countries, including the Gambia, we didn't have the facilities to deal with most of this. So what used to happen, or what is happening before the launching of this equipment, is that into the trailer of a tractor, the tractor takes it in an open trailer, and the waste is dumped at the dump sites where domestic waste is also dumped. This is very risky. It is very dangerous. People who go to the dump sites are exposed. Now, when this polythene bags, but most of the times, even the vultures open them, they pick from them. Kids who go to the dump sites open them and pick from these, and it is very dangerous. And when it rains as well, the rain washes it into our water bodies and into the soil, probably with the risk of contaminating the water table. So having a way of dealing with these waste is a big plus. It's a very, very big positive step for the people of this country and for healthcare service delivery in this country. Today, what His Excellency is inaugurating is the Clinical Waste Management Center, the first of its kind in the history of this country, and many other neighboring countries don't even have such facilities. Now, it has two parts. We have two plants, the eco-steering plants. The smaller one is located at the end of Francis Moore Teaching Hospital, that's the eco-steering 75. The bigger one is located at the Barrow, where we are, His Excellency is inaugurating this today. That's the eco-steering 250. Now, these use modern waste management technology. They use a microwave system that's going to microwave whatever is put into them and then sterilize them and make them not dangerous for the human beings. And then the residue will be discarded or used for other things.
Prior to COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, healthcare waste management was virtually non-existent in the Gambia. From Barrow to Wellingara, healthcare waste was burned in the open, and this led to the release of harmful air pollutants. These air pollutants,
it could even be used to make other substances like cement blocks, you name it. Who could have thought that hospital material waste could be transformed from syringes to other parts that Dr. Samate has mentioned, which I am equally very scared to mention, or very scared rather to have mentioned, from body parts, you name it. But now that is a thing of the past. We have machines, one here at Farato, the other one at Kotu, and others distributed across the length and breadth of this country to take care of hospital waste now. And of course, most importantly, at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, the country's referral hospital. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the World Bank has been a key partner to the Gambia for so many years. And at this juncture, we are proud and pleased to announce the arrival of the Managing Director of the World Bank to this very important inauguration, followed by members of the World Bank and other important dignitaries. Please give them a big round of applause. This is the World Bank Managing Director, an institution that has been very supportive to the development projects of this country. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, after observing all protocols and allowing the delegation from the World Bank to take their seats, I have the singular honor and pleasure to now invite the Alcalo of Farato to give us the welcoming remarks. Please give her a big round of applause, please. The Alcalo of Farato.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Folon be ala tentula bake mansomi e kairo sabatindino. Fom mentano jambi kana nyin yeler bake mi alko perdan Barrow nata jambi ngabra ni manyina bilam sinya nani di. Kana Farato ay sinya flake duman salola. Ay sinya fulake nyingani no woton tena ala tentu bake president Barrow la nyaton kaya koto ay Farato wulinde insafa ay Gambia wulinde follow your excellency president Adama Barrow mbe kontonna mbe tentula mbe jayila ila kata kukan nyin Gambia e bankoka mbe tentula kote ke mbe jayila ye Farato kamo jamfandino Farato nyame alibulo ninge konton nyela luntam bal konton mili alon koy bota World Bank your excellency mba fole koy ni la luntangol be Farato kolu toyala almu Farato kolle isa fo World Bank kolle ko ani minister samade nala timo bi ka bobila your excellency bari musolbe alkaliyala jay kanunte bari ite fugo ya wolonde no mole wolon anu ngalo nen sallaw kande support nin sade ko no ngawira obe kala continent kadu ifugo ya foyla diamo ko non ko mate ko ala kan ngani yole jo wallahi ala be ngani yo jola your excellency mbe tentula ko de ke mbe jayila njin lopitan bani yalon ko yabero la nun jamiya no ka nyota nyim banko ka mol bebe sewo ringala Farato kon kon sa fo nge konto nge tentu nge jayi ko ite jora no tietol bur bare man sa talla be jola kontanta baake kote ke alkalol fana e sambale kan kontanta komi minnene man soto banko kan ka alkalol bela hani bimbe tentula mbe jayila molle mbiregi ko bin kana diamo siandi tantije barni wonte bi kontano min be nan sandiyamo ta bin say fo se ko mambandi kadu jartalale ke tambindi e kam man sakede Gambia ko no jartalale mannin kole kuma kilinne fo mannin kole kuma kilinne fo iko nila nya kuyate tiya kere turo balla tabila wodo katati ya kailal be Amadou Lamine Samate ministre bi manta jata kende alamba tentulamba jayila nde ministre be to fulano bari fongola ministre bi jam local government ministre min gada abasanya mba kontona Benna governor kudo kontona miyal go atele Ousmane Bojanti anala deputy na sefo kombo saw ani sefu tomal minu be jante molbe kilingina gadu time otije mba fala yo excellency mbal bismillah la farato sate ko ja ita muru ita suru farato ko ja andu wallahi yemin fi Gambia be fanine alamu mansaminti yemin fi ala kay jo wala ngani nyima min bela ani Gambia hamo min bela ka Gambia samba ni ala sonta ala be jolala mbal be kontonna be luntanala be kontonna momo bota dame ani makama o makama be bulu ngal be tentu ngal jay nga farato musol fanan tentu ge jay ka brila na fota iman sini dodo bella VDC fanan tentu lambe jayla na al mamol ninna kabila henyoli be bi janne be tentu lambe jayla be media tentu lambe jalila ani be mo be tentu la dal me kontonna bi sewo mi mel ni ko be diamo sial dia bati nyala ngal be konton ngal tentu ngal jay yo excellency ba fole ñaato doro ni ala sonta ñaato doro ite muruna koma inshallah abada ñaato doro
abaraka bake alkalo abaraka bake. Please give her a big round of applause, please. Sokulo Jerry. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Alcalo of Farato has warmly welcomed us to this important occasion. But of course, I will equally invite Mr. Ousmane Bojang, the governor of West Coast Region, to equally deliver a remark. Please give him a round of applause, please. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Barrow, Secretary General, Chief of Staff, Cabinet Ministers here present, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Chairman of the National Assembly Select Committee, and other held National Assembly members here present, World Bank country representative, representative of UN agencies, World Bank tax team leader, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Health, and other permanent secretaries here present, Chairman of the Bukama Area Council, the mayors of Carnifing and Municipal Council, if present or being deputized. Government institutions, and especially head of security chiefs, district chiefs, Alcalo women councillors, and our very, very hard-working companies here present. Media houses present, the community of Farado Village, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. Today we are gathered here to commission the medical waste treatment system, the EcoStrail 250 series. This is one of the World Bank finance initiatives under the Ministry of Health as a clinical waste treatment facility. This initiative would alleviate the problem in the management of healthcare waste and provide job opportunity for the youths in the region. His Excellency, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, improper management of healthcare waste exposes healthcare workers, the hard-working waste collectors, patients and their families. Improper management of this waste has the potential to endanger and expose the community to infections, injuries, and significantly cause damage to the environment. Hence, clinical waste must be properly treated and disposed of to protect health workers and the communities around the health facilities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, illegal dumping of untreated waste in the drain system and at the outskirts of communities poses a serious public health risk for all of us. Thus, there is a need to put in place an environmentally friendly technology like this EcoStrail 250 series that we have here to enhance the proper management of clinical waste.
and as well to protect the community and the environment. I am extending gratitude to the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samade, and his team at the Ministry for deeming it fit to build this magnificent facility in Farato West Coast region. I thank the World Bank for supporting the Gambia government in its response to improve the healthcare service of the country. Above all, I thank the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow, for his leadership in transforming the well-being of the Gambian people. I take this opportunity to thank the Alcalo who just spoke before me here, and the Committee of Farato for the support rendered in the acquisition of this site for the construction and commissioning of the state-of-the-art clinical waste facility. It is this government's policy to promote a sustainable development, and I believe together we can contribute by maintaining a safe and healthy environment. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Governor Usman Bojang, Governor of West Coast Region. Please give him a round of applause, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we also have entertainment in our lineup. The Berending Kumpo is around, the Fula Jubo is around, the Jamba Kankurang is also around. We have a 15-minute slot for them. So please, let's have the Berending Kumpo, Seomar Diallo, SOJ. The Berending Kumpo. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, while preparations are being done, Berending Kumpo, good. If Berending is not around, can we have Jambang Kankurang? SOJ, do we have Jambang Kankurang? Good. Let's have entertainment for the time being. While entertainment is in progress, I would want to welcome again the World Bank Managing Director, Mr. Axel van Trotsenborg, who is here in our midst, and his delegation. You are all welcome to this gathering. Thank you. Seoma Diallo, let us have the Jamba Kankurang, please.
Koliate mamuye don kilo den de jakali lola ni nana. Wala guru la wasamuda ni nana. Wala Maimuna balde fulo roye darama nene mojo baba mojo bingeli bonata kodila mini balde fulo roye darama kada nakununa kada muna bila kombena mama yana seni nana.
Abaraka Bake. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Alabaraka. Say Omar, let's have another troop, please. Let's have another troop. And that seems to be the Fulajubo group. Alabarakabake, Jamba Kampuran, thank you very much. We now have the Fulajubo. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alabaraka, thank you very much. We now have next the Fulajubo. Fulajubo, please. Let's have the Fulajubo now. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the Fula Jubo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause, please. I was so much buried with the performances until I had to forget the time. Thank you very much, the Fula Jubo. Now we have the Berending Kumpo. The Berending Kumpo, please.
Berending Kumpo.
From the Berending Kumpo. It has been a great performance and we thank you. Thank you very much. Say Omar. Thank you very much. That's the Berending Kumpo displaying some Yola tradition. Diallo and team, thank you very much for that performance. Berending Kumpo, Allah Baraka Bake, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Allah Baraka. Allah Baraka, thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you so much. Allah Baraka Bake, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause, please. That is the Berending Kumpo. We equally witnessed the performance of the Fula Jubo group and also the Jamba Kankurang. Thank you all to all the groups that have performed today. Next on the itinerary, we have other important activities, and I will just want to run through the program itinerary for the benefit of everyone. We will be having a speech to be delivered by Dr. Rodi Cole of the GAP Consultants, followed by a 2-minute 30-second video on environmentally friendly healthcare waste management in the Gambia. This will be followed by remarks by Mr. Axel van Trotsenbok, Managing Director of World Bank, followed by remarks by Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate, Minister of Health, to be followed by another music interlude. Then we will have the grand remark by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces, Mr. Adama Barrow. From there, we will have a guided tour of the Waste Management Building by Mr. Cherno Krubali, who is the General Manager for Krubali Construction Limited, and also the Eco-Sterile Microwave Technology Waste Processing explanation to be done by Mr. Romaric Kazarian and demonstration by Mr. Michael Vonk of the Eco-Sterile machine. Mr. Michael Vonk is from Belgium. From the guided tour, we will have His Excellency the President of the Republic, Mr. Adama Barrow, and the World Bank delegation, including the media, to move to the site of the ongoing construction site on my right of a National Emergency Treatment Center, which is a nearby facility, and work is in progress. So it's a great deal of program. It's a program in grand style. From the Eco-Sterile launching, we move to the National Emergency Treatment Center for His Excellency and delegation to visit. It is an ongoing work already, so His Excellency, the World Bank and delegation will have a chance to look at work in progress. This will be led by a guided tour by Mr. Sirtaj Singh Badi, who is the country head, Sapor Palanji Middle East Limited Liability Company of the ongoing construction of the National Emergency Treatment Center, which has an intensive care unit, an emergency observation and treatment center. It has the National Public Health Laboratory and Training Center. It also has a National Blood Transfusion Center, Diagnostic Imaging Center, and of course, a conference center. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the first of its kind, we are so proud to have this in motherland Gambia. So a congratulations to His Excellency the President, the Ministry of Health, the World Bank, and the entire people of this country. Let's give that a big round of applause, please. Now we have a speech by Dr. Rodi Cole from the GAP Consultants. Dr. Rodi Cole. Please give Doctor a round of applause.
Your Excellency, President Adama Barrow, Minister of Health, Ahmadou Samate, other cabinet ministers, National Assembly members, regional governors, district chiefs, all protocols respectfully observed. My name is Rodi Cole, and I make this presentation on behalf of Joseph Sarr, my partner, and the rest of the GAP team who are well represented here today. I hope I also speak for Mr. Cherno Kurubali, the contractor for the project. My mandate today is to, as it says in the program, to speak on the architectural design and construction of this project. I'm sure you'll agree with me that that is a bit of a difficult task in 5 minutes. So what I plan to do is perhaps highlight a few of the key features so that when you do the walk through the building, you might be able to identify some of those things. In the first instance, you may wonder why the building is set back so far from the main road. This, in fact, was not the original siting, but you will observe some high-level cables, some high-tension cables, high-voltage cables along the outer fence. NAWEC actually has a project which requires those cables, and the public safety and health require that the building is moved about 20 meters into the site. So for that reason, we had to come into the site by about 20 meters before to this current location. As you can imagine, Dr. Samater, the Minister of Health, was not very happy about losing 20 meters of his treasured site. In terms of the internal spaces within the building, the equipment has already been positioned. You'll notice that when you go in. The hall itself is about 300 square meters large. It has ample space around the equipment to allow movement of waste in the wheelie bins, and also for maintenance, repairs, and that sort of thing. So there is ample space to contain all of those activities. On the floor, you'll notice that there are some floor gullies for drainage, so that when the equipment is washed down, as it frequently has to be, it's easy for the water to be evacuated. In addition to the main hall, there's a cold room. When clinical wastes are brought to the site, and for one reason or the other, they're not able to be processed the same day, they'll be put into the cold room. The low temperature it is hoped will slow down the decomposition of the waste until such time as it is able to be treated. With regard to services for the building, it is connected to the NAWEC electrical grid through what they call a maximum demand meter. That supply is backed up with both a generator and a solar system. Water also is connected to the NAWEC national grid, and it is also backed up by a 5 cubic meter water tank and a water transfer pump. All of those backup systems are housed in the generator house, which is right next to us, the small building right next to us. Now to the issue of thermal design. You will observe that the building has a little bit of a strange shape. The central spine of the roof is raised. We call that a lantern roof. And the purpose is to force ventilation through the building. So in addition to the windows we have on both sides of the building for cross ventilation, we have upward ventilation through the lantern roof. And if you remember your physics, you'll know that hot air rises. So the hot air will go up and be evacuated through the lantern roof, whereas the air at the lower level will be a lot more cooler. The landscaping you will observe is quite extensive. One purpose is to make it attractive, but it also has a functional purpose in the sense that the surface at the back of the building, you will see that it is concrete paving slabs. That gets very hot when the sun shines on it. So it hits the air, and the air gets warmer and it rises. On the other side of the building, we have landscape with bahama and plants and that sort of thing. Because that is always wet, it cools the air, and the cool air sinks. So because on the one side you have cool air sinking and hot air rising on the other side, there's a through draft through the building of relatively cool air. These thermal features I've mentioned are to ensure that the internal environment is comfortable for working in without necessarily resorting to air conditioning. We know that the whole world is getting very sensitive to environmental issues, and certainly the design and construction sector has not been left behind. I think with those 4 or 5 points, I will stop there, but through the walkthrough, if there's any questions that come up, certainly myself and the contractor, Mr. Kurbali, will be available to answer them. Let me therefore end by registering a sincere gratitude and appreciation. First to the Minister of Health, to Minister Samate, PS Jaite. PS Dampa is not there anymore, but we definitely appreciated his inputs. Appreciation also to the PCU, Ma'am Abdullah Imam Jai, and his 5 very efficient ladies. If there's one thing I've learned in the past 2 years, is that the secret to have a very effective organization that performs at a high level will be to hire women instead of men. So thank you to the PCU. We hope, Your Excellency, that we appreciate the Ministry of Health. They have consistently, over the past few years, giving major projects to local consultants. and I'm hoping that other institutions, other national institutions will follow their shining lead. Must register also very special appreciation for Dr. Sam Lante Mills. Don't tell him this, but behind his back, we call him a slave driver. Whenever my family all know, when I get a call at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, it's Dr. Sam calling on Washington time. Dr. Mills, without your dedication and foresight, we definitely would not have come this far. So I thank you for your energy, and I think Gambia thanks you as well. If we did not have you, we would have to create you, I think. Last but not least, I want to thank Mr. Cherno Kurbali, who is sitting there with me. Thank him especially for the high level of energy he has injected into this project, especially over the past 4 weeks. I thank you all for your time.
And I'm sure you will have more explanation to do when His Excellency and delegation moves into the site for a visit. Quickly now, I would wish to invite the Managing Director of World Bank, Mr. Axel Trott-Senbok, to deliver a remark. Please give him a big round of applause, please.
His Excellency, Mr. Adama Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Dr. Amadou Lamine Samed, Minister of Health, Mr. Ousmane Boyang, Governor of West Coast Region, Cabinet Minister, Secretary General, Chief of Staff members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, National Assembly members, representatives of the UN system, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. This is my very first visit to the Gambia, and I have to say that I, as well as my team members, have been enormously impressed by your warm hospitality, and I really would like to thank you for your warm reception, and I can leave with great impression your country. I also have to say that we, the world community, has gone through a terribly difficult time over the last 2 years because of COVID-19. This has caused a lot of grief to the entire world community, but also caused economic hardships, and the Gambia was not an exception. However, it was also important to deal effectively with these health challenges, and the World Bank has stepped up with its support since the beginning of COVID-19 to support all our member countries to deal with this challenge. This included, in the case of the Gambia, a $30 million operation that provided support in the initial stages of the crisis, but is also providing $5 million for this clinical waste treatment center that will be inaugurated today. It is very important that we together think not only of the crisis management that is required in this pandemic period, but equally it's important to think ahead in how we can strengthen the health system in general. And here we have worked closely with the Minister of Health and his team to prepare an $80 million operation that precisely is focusing on a sustained improvement of the health system. So together we have made an investment of $110 million, and we hope that this can contribute to the improvement of the health system, because the final test is that all the people will have access to a good health system and get the treatment they deserve. And we, as a World Bank, are committed to work with you, not only today, tomorrow, but in the long term. We see ourselves as a long-term partner of the Gambia. We have been partners since 55 years. This July we are celebrating the 55th anniversary of the relationship between the World Bank and the Gambia, and I hope that we do another 50 years with productivity, with help, and we look very much forward to working closely with the health authorities in the implementation of this important project. It is important that we do this together with our friends of the WHO, of the UN system and other regional bodies, so that indeed we can see a significant improvement in the health system, and what we all hope, that we can finally beat COVID-19. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Managing Director of the World Bank. Indeed, Gambia is so happy to have you as development partners. So many projects, from this waste eco-sterile facility to the National Emergency Treatment Center to education, the list goes on and on and on. Please give him a round of applause once more for the support. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadou Lamin Samate, I have the singular honor and pleasure to invite you to deliver a remark. Please give him a round of applause. I haven't heard that after more than half a century, we are having this. Please give him another round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jammeh. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, colleague cabinet ministers, the World Bank Managing Director, and his entire World Bank team, the National Assembly members here present, the Governor of the West Coast region and other governors here present, the Imam and Alcalo of Farato here present, other UN partners who are also present, other government functionaries, community leaders, the Foundation of Ahlul Baiti who are present here, ladies and gentlemen of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a big honor for me to stand in front of you today to witness another milestone in the development of this country, but more so in the development of the health sector of the Gambia. Upon coming into office, His Excellency had vowed to make sure that the health sector of this country is second to none in our sub-region. And we have seen that that march has begun. The vision of His Excellency to strengthen the health sector comes into various strategies. One of them is to improve the governance system. We inherited very poor governance structures in the health sector. To ensure that there is efficiency, transparency and accountability, and Your Excellency, we are happy to tell you that these goals of yours are being pursued with a lot of vigor, and probably that is why today we stand here in front of you to yet again inaugurate another milestone in the history of the health sector of this country. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, in addition to enhanced governance structures, your government's reform agenda in ensuring that there is a performance management system we are happy to say that we have already started working with partners to ensure that people do perform when they are employed to work, and their performance is rewarded, and the otherwise is also rewarded. We equally inherited dilapidated health infrastructure, obsolete equipment, and one of the strategies is to ensure that we improve the access to quality healthcare services by building more health infrastructure. And this has also begun. New hospitals are being built. I'm sure Your Excellency will mention the structure that is being built just behind this tent, which is a big edifice and a big plus to the for the people of this country. More equipment have been bought. The partners and government together have already spent over $500 million on life-saving medical equipment, thanks to the leadership of His Excellency and partners like the World Bank and the UN system. A lot of resources are being spent on capacity building as well, training of medical doctors, training of public health officials, training of nurses and other health officials to ensure that the quality of care that is received by the people of this country is standard. Your Excellency, this edifice where you are going to inaugurate today, I think it's a big plus for this country. And we are very thankful, because without the focused leadership, without the leadership that cares about the people, without the leadership that cares about the development of each country, without the leadership that is sensitive to the plight of the country, we wouldn't have been standing here today to inaugurate such. We cannot certainly have meaningful development when we are unable to handle waste generated in the country, especially clinical waste. So this is a big plus for the country. Your Excellency, I wouldn't go further. I am overjoyed today. I'm just going to use the opportunity to thank you for your leadership and for giving us the opportunity to actually participate in these milestone activities of this country that your government is spearheading. We want to thank the World Bank team for their immense partnership and all the resources they are providing for COVID-19 support. And as a government, as a ministry, we are using the COVID-19 resources to strengthen the health sector. This is part of those resources. We are happy to let you know. We want to thank the Minister of Health, the Permanent Secretary, the PCU, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, and all of them, the two Permanent Secretaries who have been running in and out to ensure that this happens today, and the entire team, the PCU team, the Public Health Director, Dr. Manjang, and his team. All of them contributed immensely to the success of this. But Dr. Sam Mills has been a good friend of our country, of the Minister of Health. Sam, I think you'll permit me to say what happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago here. Sam came under a very hot sun, and unfortunately he got dehydrated and collapsed here whilst he was ensuring that actually everything is ready for today. We thank you very much. Once again, we wish to thank you immensely for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And congratulations, Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate. It happened during the time of His Excellency President Adama Barrow. It happened during your time as Minister of Health. So a big congratulations to all of you. Please give them a big round of applause, please. Before His Excellency comes, we would want to play a 2.5-minute video of environmentally friendly healthcare waste management in the Gambia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, from there we will have next remarks by His Excellency the President, Mr. Adama Barrow. It's now time to play a 2-minute 30-second video on environmentally friendly healthcare waste management in the Gambia on the screen. Thank you.
For many years, clinical waste management has been a nightmare for the Gambia. Stockpiles of clinical waste are gathered around it.
Can we have the video, please?
For many years, clinical waste management has been a nightmare.
Mr. DJ, do you have the video, please? Good. Let's have the 2-minute 30-second video on environmentally friendly healthcare waste management in the Gambia. Thank you very much.
For many years, clinical waste management has been a nightmare for the Gambia. Stockpiles of clinical waste are gathered around various hospitals and clinics across the country undisposed.
Today, what His Excellency is inaugurating is the Critical Waste Management Center, a first of its kind in the history of this country. And many other neighboring countries don't even have such facilities. Now, so we have two plants, the eco-stealing plants. The smaller one is located at the Edward Francis Teaching Hospital, that's the eco-stealing 75. The bigger one is located at the Fanato, where we are His Excellency's inauguration today, the eco-stealing 250. Now, these use modern waste management technology. They use a microwave system. They're going to microwave whatever is put into them and then sterilize them and make them not dangerous for the human beings. And then the residue will be discarded or used for other things. We also have refrigerated waste trucks. Before now, hospital waste are collected in our trucks.
We also have other partners like the councils, the various councils, Madrid City Council, Carlton Municipality, the Barrow Area Council, and all the other councils working closely with us. So we follow our partnership and we are able to work with any other partners in this country.
Prior to COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, healthcare waste management was virtually non-existent. From Barrow to Wellingara, healthcare waste was burned in the open, and this led to the release of harmful air pollutants. These air pollutants can cause cancer and have other adverse health effects. The World Bank financed COVID-19 projects has invested over $5 billion in establishing environmentally friendly healthcare waste management system in the country. Additionally, the Ministry of Health is expecting 40 more of these modern incinerators. These will be installed in the rural regions, in the health centers and the hospitals to allow treatment of waste on site.
The government of the Gambia and the World Bank partnering for a better healthcare system in the Gambia.
That is the end of that video. Thank you very much. I think that video gives you a clear insight. Even if you haven't gone inside the facility, now you definitely know what you expect. It is a state-of-the-art eco-stealing machine housed inside this big facility, but of course, it also has one at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and pleasure to invite His Excellency, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, to deliver a remark. Please give him a round of applause, please.
Honorable Minister of Health, Cabinet Ministers present, Chief of Staff, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Chairman National Assembly Select Committee for Health and other National Assembly members present, the World Bank Managing Director, and the World Bank regional and country team members present. Head of UN agencies, senior government officials and service chiefs, Governor West Coast Region, district chiefs, Al-Kalolu, the Al-Kalo Imam and community of Farad, media representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be with you on this historic occasion to inaugurate the Gambia first clinical waste treatment center. This is a spectacular event, noting that it comprises the commissioning of the eco-sterile 250 waste treatment plant in Farato and the eco-sterile 75 plant at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. The project is one of several important projects funded by the World Bank within the health sector. Today's program marks a prominent milestone in the healthcare delivery system of our beloved country, and it highlights the fruitful relationship between my government and the World Bank. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, medical waste is harmful material produced by hospitals, health centers, clinics, laboratories, and other health facilities, and must be properly treated and discarded to avoid contamination. As health experts know very well, burning medical waste releases harmful substances that can cause health problems. Dumping it in open dump sites, as people do, may result in the contamination of water bodies. The introduction of modern waste treatment methods is therefore one of the most important strategies for infection prevention and control. This is made possible by using steam sterilization and microwave technology, both of which are safe and environmentally friendly. Waste management is a big challenge for most countries. And it is a bigger challenge when it gets to managing medical waste. Poor infrastructure and insufficient waste management capacity make matters worse for many countries. Against this background, my government resolved to transform the health sector by modernizing the sector's infrastructure, providing standard equipment, and building human capacity. It is essential to have a solution to the worrying issue of medical waste. This would contribute sufficiently to reducing infection among health workers and the community
at large. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the eco-sterile waste treatment plan we are commissioning today are equipped with some of the most modern items of waste treatment equipment in the world. Hence, we can all feel proud of this achievement. Because using commercial trucks to transport medical waste equally poses a lot of risk to the public. I am happy to state that we will commission alongside the plans 3 modern refrigerated waste trucks to transport medical waste from all health facilities, public and private, to the waste treatment center for processing. To ensure that no part of the country is left out, we have already inaugurated huge incinerators in each of the 7 health regions of the country. All these are in line with our national development plan. Ladies and gentlemen, last year, we gathered here to lay the foundation stone of a 104-bed National Emergency Treatment Center, which is an other World Bank funded project with counterpart funding from government. The construction works of that project are progressing with satisfaction as the first phase of an all-inclusive modern teaching hospital to accommodate 1,500 beds. We thank the World Bank most sincerely for its invaluable support to the health sector, as evidenced by the Gambia Essential Health Services Strengthening Project and the COVID-19 intervention support, to cite additional examples. All this demonstrates the World Bank's confidence in my governance development agenda, and efforts towards achieving acceptable quality of life for all Gambian citizens in an atmosphere of transparency, accountability, and efficiency. It is a partnership we cherish and we continue to nurture. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to express our deep appreciation, I thank all the members of the World Bank team, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Health, and all those who contributed to the success of this project. With this brief statement, I formally declare the new modern clinical waste treatment center officially open. I thank you.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for this historic Thank you, Your Excellency, for this brilliant and historic speech. The World Bank, you have a surprise from His Excellency the President. And I will take this opportunity to call on His Excellency the President to please hand over this important surprise to the World Bank Managing Director, please. A gift from His Excellency the President to the World Bank. Please give them a round of applause, please. A symbolic occasion today. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for recognizing the efforts and work of the World Bank. But now it is time for a guided tour of the Waste Management Building by Mr. Cherno Krubali, General Manager, Krubali Construction and Eco-Sterile Microwave Technology Waste Plant Processing, to be led by the GM, Mr. Krubali himself. Your Excellency, delegation from World Bank, I announce that the processing of this important moment starts right now, please. A guided tour of the facility led by the General Manager, Mr. Krubali. Your Excellency and World Bank delegation, now remain seated, the rest of delegation. It is time for His Excellency the President and the World Bank delegates and the ministers to join His Excellency the President. Then the rest could have a chance to go. It's a small space inside to cater for everybody. So now we would want to invite His Excellency the President and members of his cabinet and entourage, plus delegation from World Bank to join His Excellency the President inside. From there, His Excellency will now proceed to the ongoing construction site. Members of the media, you are also invited inside to take your footages. Thank you very much. It is limited space inside, so please allow members of the cabinet and the delegation from World Bank to start first, then the rest can follow. Thank you so much.
program ko defende mi ko ko mada bakale e to momena Minister of Health e wolle baña to kaya kan under the leadership of the President of the Republic Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow. E wato mina yenin ko mutaka initiate wala ko foundation of mi yalan ko abakela fenete mi yalan ko fengol mi yanko e katamlo tano do mulke mdeke fay e fay dula ko kolya ba ka bari nata masungol do ko masungol mi yalan ko e bungol way e wota mo nata kana foundation wala akam dabbi wodo ko nyane ka dami wala fengol mi yanko be fay la pour que mu dakke da ko wala ke transform ke ko de mi yalan ko wala ngamoto la be do kela e wala ka defente dami yalan ko nin temben na wo inauguration wal bakeri kumada bakal to momena Minister of Health ngajala diamda ay min be fo ani World Bank la kada ko e min ken ko kono président fana dal alo kuma kelu ngol lemda ke ten do ke jayi pour ka je ko Minister of Health ya ko kadno min ke ani World Bank fana muna ba min ke pour ke bulo ka fu mo pour ka je ko Gambia lafta minna nim fana la aketal abudum an sa nga fara ko liro sa nan tongola ne la jibete ni temena sa ministre natale ministre bi yanne mi yalon ko directeur bi jana ne so mo be permanent secretary fond dul fond nata dana ani mo jama ba mo kende jama le nata jam pour kana kama be we gofonol nata dana mi yalon ko wala gofonol to West Coast ani mi yalon ko kada deputy mayor KMC wol be nata anu KMC fana ina tandi ko del ba hamen ko min dola nen ko kayen so ya bar West Coast wala nen blaso abudon ko min wala nen ko kata ni ko fe mo fe yalon ko ayanta pindila la ba pindi kanne tenku anin kayro kan anin kata ko mi yalon ko man sakunda tarambulol fongo de mi ko ka minke mba make sure ko ngaji ko man sakunda fe wo fe promise almost we want it to deliver 80% afuda nyawa nyama wo enta pinta nyambal tumando bawo ngalon ko man sakunda la wado wati man kada ko fana kan del kibatala pour gaji ko fe wo fe yalo ko ka mas e ka mol promise ala wala e ka do bal promise ala mba make sure nga ko findina anyama nan sa enkatanda ko Eyeafrica TV alwol dibe kam nin tembe na nala dibe wala nin ko président dame bumba ko nim bumba mi yalo ko masin ko wolto ate masin ni wala kata da mi yalo ko masin min bije wala masinti mi yalo ko atala kay fengol muta pour ka fengol be muta ke be do ko mi fengol mi yalo ko kana fay bari fengol mi yalo ko bodlo tano ko le ana tan ko mba fay lo because ma ba kam min wosi wala ni ko ila ma fengol lo wala be nawol lo wala ka tol mi yalo ko ka bodlo tano ko pour ka je ko ikana fay mba min kala nyaade se muta ngeda da wodara ron pelo nyaadire wala ni ko pour ka masudra mi ko ba transform la wala ka dara nyami yano ko sinin saman se yusno aba kala fe mo pendi masol bina o pendi la ngajele video ko no mi ko mel be pendita abe ko matal mi ko fenno men ko say tumando nin ala sonta iba e fenyama babi jeto mi yalon ko nge fayle sainte ne fayla no ko mi lafta ke fay nyam fayd la fo mena kala problème moto modol bulo ko because dol ka jel ko ni yolo ko to mo bala e kam de ka fay nyam ngi yele ni yela ma ni kuramba mareto den aka kole abaka tumando maris na courant sandol par ngame say onda di leadership of President Adama Barrow to moment I go muta foundation la some few years ago safuno ko sai ningu asani clear dal fa bareda ko foundation wala ta wo wato kono so bi affiliate inaugurate dulani sai alhamdulillah sai safuno ko binna da wala ko muta ka inaugurate an kumu fe mo fendi je de mimbi je wala ne ko ngake kayro kono na kum fa kay the product will be effectively so we can see the product Mazakunda under leadership Adam Barrow Mazakunda la ba tikala ya tiga di Minister of Health la ba World Bank len ko ni mutaka afford wala na Mazakunda e World Bank tendu ye jayi ani ko honol mi am ani minister min be nata momo nata jande be World Bank len be tendu ya jayi e kada fu nyima min be ke pour ka je ko gamme Mazakunda la ta fengol dol la mi am ko Mazakunda ma ta man wala man so to buno so to pour ka ke bare nada min ka wala pour World Bank e bulom be ka funyo kan ka je ko ila tamina hana tan ko ita ko di madi le bar wala fente mi al ko projet ya be to ya be so vice fo ko min ayta ban nyami e baaje la wala labda so abeda ba kala pour ka je ko nin temena président du da kono tole mo be badal badu kam pour ka je ko na finde bana tumando pour tanin kudol sake wo sabeti anol so butung alhamdulillah nin kumu ba jibel at least mo kirin kilol mi yalon ko fana ni se diamuno mbole fana tira because nim modul kajadal e min tan nim wolol nim ko pour gaje ko fenko ni ta programme ni ta nyami ba ni aji be tembe na fana nil be mu compagnie ni nam molet mi yalon ko be ba line ni na pour ka président findi nam tumando ni président findi nam bande baja at least then ina sa nyo kontorno gofonol bi janne mi yalon ko a telephone e président dia because jankata la tunno kante mi yalon ko atelom ntabuni ko bon atelom président diati budun alkalo fana jele mi an ko le paso la kele minna sate kono e ka wada farato abudun nel be kumada bakale min be ko tan na fulo wala ko ka banko do ku nyami yalan ko mbe ba sulare minna because Gambia ta nyato wala Gambia be sula nin di bala meno ka kada mare ko lon fente mi yalan ko kana kumada o be dal wat ana man sakunda fana be kele min di wala nin ko kama sakunda put in the right way wala ngo ka tax la man sakunda kam fengo fe yalan ko campagne ko no ya mol mude mol fenke minna ni la hidi minna ana tanu amanke 100% but 80% mbala fela banko di ngol yalan ko man sakunda kan la hidi fengo fenna o do lo fela budun tima ba miliyalan ko wala ka ke mol mi an ko ke mira wala ka jero ke fanna do le ka tan ko man sakunda aka fengo fempo fe ba kala fo da kala nim fengol bol le ko no mi yalan ko ni fengo fem promise na right lom do la right lom wannan daga kala furka je ko kamar sakunda londa kan kono go kunun alkan ne fonne so bi mba mek so ngana so nin kuma at this moment right now tan president Presides nin temen abina kan tan ye media ya normal mi yan ko media team mo bije to media team mo bije le mi yalan ko e be ba try kam furka je ko ka president escort nam pray findi nam banta abudun Eyeafrica TV lam nin temen na sa tan kale ajale pour ka je ko kanani la do dami yalon ko wala kada ning inauguration rente dami ko kada west coast la ate farat nyanya made farat lom dami yalon ko nata inauguration nina ade inauguration ning ako at least dara dara be man keno 100% bare la to almost no 80% the development pour Gambia. This is our aims, this is our ambition. So we will try by all means kaje ko lafta fengo fenna ayke anyama. Atumando ni kumatal nyaji be ni semen science joni sol bi jana mi yalan ko. That is Dr. Samati and Mr. Sanya. I'm good, very good. Mr. Sanya, how are you? Akamte ko Minister Jammeh Abidjan, even the Minister of Finance at this moment, the Minister of Finance for Abidjan. So it's all Minister Jammeh at this moment right now, the Minister of Local Government and Land, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Health, and then some of the stakeholders also nata. So wale kumada miyanko at this moment right now safono ko pujama lebe kering bari sainte nin ko mun safono ko abandal fereng sa un programme mo tembeda mi notan ding President Falabida kan nin tembenna niaje aba timo lead kan damiano ko minister bano Minister of Finance, Minister of Health sainteng anim gofonol ba nyo bala mi yalon ko abita kan pour kaje ko kadulal tandala bawo lawdla ni e marilom nin ko mun safono gofono Ousmane Bojang wole ba nyaton kaya kan bos abola tunno kan niaji be mol natale ma beta pour kaje ko ka sedendir ko kula ko mi yalon ko wadi tambeta non to momine foundation la pour ka berola ka tandi ko ninom fente mi yalon ko west protocol ning anin ku jamal ba pour keke nin temben nin dinkrato wala ka defende mi ko akum matal akam da ko bi na ke lundulu mi yalon ko mol na da try by all means pour kaje ko dulani na bango ka mol fra sedendi kata ko wodula nga wala foundation la saying afel saying abandale nin ku mun safuno ko nim bumba matal mol min na da mol siada bakale mi yalon ko mojuma ba wala ma beta jang ko mi ngam fa minister de ma bal nata ngam safu nin cabinet de mana almost 3/4 of the cabinet wo be nata dan pour kanana because ni nek da fente mako Republic of the Gambia, Ministry of Health and yamin do ku janto wala kada fenti men ko akumata pour kaje ko fengol min ka bumol bala wala miliyalon kon ke yus loptano la fannala isaje tumando ikana fay nyamane la bari sake fenti miliyalon ko sinin sama isa dadano walla ise keno fendoti miliyalon ko asamol nafa nimu fenede mi anko akumata bakale because mobe kala fmine wolen ko e development o toto e falling nyasoro falling nyami yalan ko abakumala wati ay ke falling nyabe toti kam da ko bi nenne kada kuti programme to mi yalan ko nata nan jang pour kaje ko nga mabe ngon World Bank wala kada blade dami yalan ko dunya be bank ni ko World Bank dunya be la bank ni woli fonkuma ka fengol mi yalan ko nata nan ya muta ya cika ya di Gambia man sakundala wala ka di Minister of Health ka tande ko pour e fanna fala amange kunkil na fati ngame ni project sifal ba kumala banko kam bakal pour kaje ko development o staro ngami niajibe Minister of Finance adefana bijana dami yalan ko tumando asake afana akatamita nala bundala because World Bank la funding nintakel no tendin dama manna nim finance la fanala local government and land nim fanam fene mi yanko ya ke dingral le kan kenol mi yalan ko molo kenol tandila nga ikafala ko itinano sateto iman alikalo konton ikoy bakela kol simbelo to atakel no barin safuno wolon ko dumi yalon ko to mondo apela west coast wolle natake nin dula jatiti jama baya ko mira non katandi ko abe kala nyaadi le to mondo nim projet do dol master ita laban na bari wolon nindi ko wolon katandalla ko masakunda nabe nyaton kayala yemin no man sakunda wolon ko kam sakunda ka tax la man sakunda ka mil kuma sa foisa laban ko sinon fenti mi an koy ko matal baraka de damma o man ka fenti me bar minister anin ala normalan kol anin ku kotawol milan koy marta walla atelum fana ba sul kono alba dinkralto alminka kala hajo to wolon nindi ko katandi ko miliyalon ko ku master bankol na fulo ka dum fengo fendo pour kaje ko na ku master ay laban nin tembe na pesa mboro pesa wa konton dira musolle konton kam miliyalon ko nin compagnie fankono kurbal construction compagnie nil be bolto miliyalon ko nin tembe na be in fu modum ifele e be konton diro ke kan nin president Dr. Lamin Samate nin tembe ne wala ba nyaton kaya kam pour kata ndala ko ninno molti kam moltandela because nin be Minister of Health la territoriality nin ko musafo ala fannalom ninti because nin tembe na sainteng President Barrow anin Samate ba kontondiro ne ngama to bondo jani ba fure la do fanato because dum fender mi yalon ko nim masingolu prier do ku masingol nin tatano lori fongay barke ke bunkon bungo nim fana inata compagnie nin inata min tam bon pour ko ko diala pour ka do ko ke anyama itel lafta nyami wala nin ko ko fole ko kurbal construction beno inata contrat ko di wala wala kata moti contrat ko ni nyaton kaya budun samade fana fele o temmoto hansa anim person hansa en safuno ko nin temmena be labanula fannalto wolon kuude ka fa liro sernan tan wala nin temmena samade fele sain anin gofono anin oda minister sol pour kaje ko iba fengo fenke kan wala nin ko kam moltandi anin ka dinkral miyanko wollon dalde damiyan ko ko mata baka because yedo ko minna wala kada fenti mi yalon ko ye do ko de min wala fenti fengo miyanko min gana ko mata aburu nin ko mala fanna bende amanya nakala fem fanata mi yalon ko ka fa kam masin kenso da mamuta kam masin ka lo da ma bari be kala fendete miyan ko be gana ko mala pour kam tan nge lo min kam wala nge dalilo min to wala ni ko ka use be de kala wala ka ker be de kala miyan ko abako mala Gambia ngamira these are some of the development miyan ko at fuda nyawanya nin temmenna nin don kedal bari mba try by all means nga fale ne ko min sagana kuma a bede anyama wala nindi ko man sakunda ka tambataram bulla bulo mi yalon ko sinin sama an samfo na fano hanim mamarngol sa na fano ni mu felnet mi ko kuma don nin temmenna ibe damin to tende wala ka la dami yalon ko be ngajele ate image ko mi yalon ko ibe dinkra min tandi kam presa wala wala ka project director to momin na afana ba tandi kam presa wala ka tandi ko nillon lalto mi yalon ko nyanda ke tantin wala neke dun no contentin ibaya gana kumala bakala mulsa understand ka long mune famu ning ala tarambulo munete anem mune famal men manati pour kam de ka do ku ka lo fengo feng ni la don kiralo momo ni la do ku lalam akam to ko nin temmenna abata ndi kam presa wala anim gofono anem Minister of Health mi an ko kala Mr. Hamadou Lamin Samatati pour ka tandi la ko dinkral be tentine nin anen nilam a fotowol kon nun katandi ko jata kende ala fanna fana tumando nin ala sonta e ba la lollo la miyan ka bakala laran wala te pour kalon ko laran wuli wulol pour ke mre ke lo ay ke loptano le fannati o fanal be fo kan nun janne par butung tumando ni o projet do fana